Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show,
Mm.
buddy.
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course. So, like, the first thing I wanted to ask you is probably a typical question: is what drew you to want to act? Like, what made you fall in love with acting?
Um, as a kid, I didn't know it was specifically acting. I was a very rambunctious child. Um, and there was a point in high school where I had this affinity towards, I guess, performance. And I don't know where it sparked, but I was a huge fan of Robin Williams.
Oh
And I
yeah, yeah.
followed I followed his career, and I had this affinity for him. And I think because of him, and actually one of my first plays that I watched was Phantom of the Opera in third grade.
Uh,
And I literally
yeah.
watched it with binoculars in the last row. And I watched the entire show with binoculars. And I fell in love. I never experienced anything like it. And it sparked like this. I think that was one of the first sparks that really pushed me towards performance. And I think that started to get the ball rolling, and then starting to really, I loved movies. One of my things in high school that I would do is I'd go to the movies at like 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning by myself
Nice.
after morning practice on like a hot day. And I would just be in there all day. I watch like 7 movies. I pack a lunch and I just watch movies all day. And I would get lost in those worlds. And I think I wanted to start to develop those alternate worlds for myself because, growing up, I had a great childhood, right? But it was on a social spectrum, it was a bit difficult because it was one of those things of not being able to fit in. Like, I wasn't Asian enough to be hanging out with Asian people. I wasn't clearly white enough to hang out with the white people. And so I always fell between the cracks. And the movies and television have always been an outlet for me to kind of feel normal, and I don't know what that means because back in the day, I didn't see a lot of my face on television. But that didn't really bother me because, it bothered me, but I don't think as much as other people because I enjoyed stories so much. And I decided to major in theater and broadcast journalism in college. And so my real, I guess, first crack at acting was my sophomore year in college.
Okay.
I did a scene where it was very difficult. I'll talk about it actually. It was a play about 2 gay men, and my partner was dying of AIDS. Very quintessential. But both my scene partner was gay and the director was gay, and the scene had to be very intimate. And I caught myself getting really uncomfortable, and I didn't want to disrespect, obviously, the approach to the work and my friends obviously, but during the process of it all, like, I had to stop and say, look, it's really uncomfortable for me, and I'm so sorry. But they were so, what's the word, generous and loving, to the point where, like, they made, like, we just talked story, and the whole feeling of being uncomfortable, it went out the window because that wasn't what was important. What was important was that my partner, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy, my partner's dying. And once I really accepted that, I think that was the first time where I actually dabbled in acting. I really kind of became this character, I would like to think.
Nice.
And from that point on, like, I was like, this is it. This is exactly what I want to do, because it felt like I won like a marathon, because it was so difficult for me. One, never acted before in my life, just, dabbled in like acting classes in school, but actually performing in front of people for the first time and having this obstacle in front of me was surprising, but it was the best challenge that I could have gotten at the genesis of my career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I did the theater route in New York. The broadcast journalism, I didn't have this affinity towards it just because it helped my writing a lot, but it didn't, the storytelling aspect was so robotic. You know what I mean? You stand there, you just have this one tone of voice. So it didn't get me excited. But theater, being on stage, that's the actor's medium. Television, I would say, is a writer's medium. The movies, director's medium, right? But theater, the second the curtains are up, it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you screw up, ask you.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
not like film or television where if you screw up, you go back and do it again. Like this is
right,
live.
right, right. And so I'm very grateful that my professors and teachers pushed me towards theater first. And because all the greats, all the heavyweights in acting, they all come from theater for a reason.
Oh yeah,
And so,
definitely.
yeah, and I'm glad, that's the advice that I give to most up and coming actors when they ask me is, you got to get on stage. I know it's daunting. I know you want to poop yourself, but it's the best place to just basically, stand in front of people naked.
Yeah, yeah, especially if you're doing scenes like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sorry, I went on a little tangent, but yeah, that's, my acting, it kind of just sprouted about, and a day came where I just pulled the trigger and I said, because I also knew that the trajectory of this career was going to be very difficult. It's Hollywood, it's show
Oh yeah,
business,
of course.
it's
Yeah.
bonkers, right? But I'm glad, one, I'm grateful for my family and my parents who were very supportive.
Hmm.
Unlike a lot of other Asian parents who were, especially at that time, I had a couple friends who did it alone, and I just don't understand how they did it. And it's
Oh
the
wow.
utmost respect. But for me, I was lucky enough to have a family to push me in the right direction. But also, I also had a family who threw me to the sharks, which I really, really appreciate. You know what I mean? But having that balance of nurturing and pushing is,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Oh wow, nice.
yeah, yeah.
And I saw like how was like being on set? I saw you were part of two huge shows that's been around for like 20 years each,
Yeah, yeah,
and NCIS and CSI. Like I saw you did both of those shows.
yeah. So CSI was actually one of my very, very first ever jobs that I did. I was in like 2008, 2009.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, but I've been very fortunate to, like, my whole career has been based on a bunch of guest stars on television shows, which I'm very grateful for, because it teaches you how to just, I think the most difficult thing about that is you're the new kid in school. And so you don't really get to build a family because you're on set for a couple of weeks and then you have to go home, right? But what that taught me was the ability to just always understand that, one, how important it was for me to be a part of a family. And it's not to say that I wasn't accepted into these cast members' families or whatnot. It's just the timeline of it all doesn't allow me to be in that family.
Yeah.
Um, but that's why being on Wolfpack right now is such a godsend, because one, it came at a time where I was, if I'm being honest, hopeless. You know what I
Oh no.
mean? And going through a phase of my life where I was really questioning a lot of things that I was doing, and acting was actually one of them. For the first time in the 17 years I've been doing this, for the first time I was like, I might take a break. But literally the
Wow.
same week, I get Wolfpack.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Literally the same week, I get Wolfpack. And
Oh my
it's not
God.
just a regular, and I didn't know what the show was per se. I didn't know who was involved because people weren't casted just yet. But I love the writing, I love the
Yeah, yeah,
story, I
yeah.
love, yeah, the I love dark. I play a lot of bad people. But being on the show, and being with the people that are on the show, the cast and crew, it's a godsend, because not only is the show amazing, but to be with people, good people,
Mhm.
on a good show, it is. And and the ratings are apparently pretty good. So
The ratings have been great for that. Like that, I've been watching it every week. Like I love it. It's a great show.
yeah, oh, thank you. No, we've been working very, very hard, and so, yeah, this is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah,
Exactly what we wanted. And so hopefully it keeps climbing up.
yeah. Like seeing how the fan base is for it, and how like the ratings have been. It looks like the show is a hit.
Awesome. That's really awesome. So I take it you've seen all the episodes.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I watch it every week. I'm a big fan of the show. Like
nice.
I I love horror shows and like wolf shows and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
like Teen Wolf the movie just came out, and I watched that. And Wolfpack is out, and I was, I was watching, a big fan. Well, I watched Wolfpack because I heard that Buffy was going to be in it, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I was like,
Yeah.
I said, let me give the show a shot. Let me watch it. And as soon as I watched it, like, all the people in it, I loved it. It's such a great show. Like you as the cop, you the cop has his little mean streak, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, man, I wish this cop would get off the people's backs. And
Yeah. Right.
and then you have Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I don't want to give spoilers away, but there's definitely more into her character than she leads on.
Yeah, and I think they purposely did that because in the beginning I don't usually read reviews, but I read a couple, and I think some of them said, like, what's the point of her on the show? What is she doing? It's like, just watch the show. Keep watching the show and you'll discover it. And it opened up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it? Episode 6, like at the end with her and
like, you don't want to give a lot of things away, but I understand.
Yes. I was like, oh my God. I was like, is she like,
maybe not. Yeah. I love the fact that, like, it entices you in,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, like, I love, like, Tyler Lawrence Gray. Like, he's incredible in that. And our
Armani, yeah.
Like he's been doing incredible. You've been doing great. Sarah's been doing like the show's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'm a little biased, but I agree. Yeah.
So how did you wound up getting the role for this? Like, how did you know you had it?
It was just not a self-tape audition that I did in my garage, and I sent it in. Funny story, actually. I sent it in, and I felt great. When I submitted the tape, but for some reason that night I double checked it, and I shouldn't have double checked it, because I checked it and I was like, "What did I just do?" So I contacted a director friend of mine just to get a good gauge on what I did, because I said, "Look, watch my tape. I think I soap opered this. I think I really soap opered this audition. I want to punch myself in the face. Just take a look." He takes a look. He goes, "It's fine." I'm like, okay. I think almost a month goes by and I don't hear anything. And I was like, see, soap operaed it. And then I think the next day after saying that, I get the job.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It came out of the blue.
Like, you talked about it and put it in the universe and it happened.
Yeah, but in a negative way. You know what I mean? I was like, F this project. No, I'm kidding. But no, the universe came around and threw me a bone. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And for anyone who hasn't seen the show yet, which I don't know why, if you haven't seen the show, definitely go watch it. It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Wolfpack. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, can you tell us who you play?
I play Officer Jason Jane. I'm on this task force with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Rodrigo Santoro.
Yes.
And we are just trying to find who started this fire. We're trying to find out who's killing everyone, or at least I am. But yeah, for me, it's the ensemble. I can't stop talking about it because it's a genuine, what's the word? Like, connection that we all have. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
A family. It's really a family. And all of it starts with Sarah, I will say. Like, she is the mother on set. She is the protector. She's the executive. And I won't lie to you, when I first met her, there was an intimidation factor. But second you talk to her, you realize, like, you know what I love about her? She's a New Yorker.
Yes.
And she's just blunt and honest and a protector. That's that's the one thing I love most about her, is she protects everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Buffy character isn't too far from her. In Buffy, she protected the humans from the
Exactly.
vampires.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in her DNA. It's in her genes. Yeah.
Yeah. And like most in this series, like mostly all your scenes are with Sarah.
Yeah.
And like how's it like sharing scenes with Sarah Michelle Gellar? Like
I mean,
that's
incredible.
amazing.
It's incredible. I mean, the first day I shot her, I was pretty nervous. But again, you trust the work, you trust the people around you. And the second action is called, you get in your skin and you do your work. And with her, she made it so easy. I mean, she's a pro. You know what I mean? She's a pro through and through. And so working with someone like her, you just have no choice but to just jive. You know what I mean? Because if you don't jive, I'm kidding. No, it's that they casted this show super.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like even the young cast too, like I was mentioning Tyler Lawrence and
Yeah.
our Monty, like they've been killing it. They've been coming out swinging, and
Yeah.
they really haven't done a lot of work.
Right.
Like,
Well, Armani's been acting since he was a kid, actually. So he has a lot. Yeah, he has a lot under his belt. Tyler's been around the game.
Tyler hasn't though, right?
I'm sorry.
Tyler, what's Tyler Lawrence Gray like hasn't done a lot, right?
No, this is his very first show.
Okay.
And that's kudos to Tyler. For this to be his first show, he's hitting home runs right now.
He's doing incredible with that show. Like he's really good.
Yeah, the main cast, like I said, like everyone's hitting it out of the park. They fit each role so perfectly. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And for people like you and Sarah that's been doing this for a while now, like do you talk to the younger cast and give them pointers and give them advice?
I never try to give unwarranted advice because I hate unwarranted advice, but they are, when I first met them, they were so respectful and loving.
Yeah.
And, it's not so much giving them advice because they know what they're doing. But, it's just little questions about maybe about the industry here and there. But in terms of like their creativity and their ability to be actors, I mean, we're all on our journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fun to be with people who are hungry, because I'm still hungry. And that's the thing with even Rodrigo and even Sarah, there's a hunger. And it's not just to make money, it's a hunger to tell honest, true stories with good people. And that's the most important thing about this cast and this show. It starts with Jeff Davis. This man only hires, like, you got to be talented for sure, but you can't be a prick. You can't be a bad person. You can't.
True.
You know what I mean? And if you are, it's addressed, it's respect. And not to say that that's happened on this show, but he has that cloak over this cast and this set, and it's respect.
Oh yeah. And your role, like you as the cop, and there's scenes where you're like, oh my god, this guy, but then there's other scenes where you're like caring too, so it's like a little mix between being bad and being caring, like your character, like a little mix of both of them. But that other cop, that he was a prick, and when the wolf finally got him, I think everyone cheered.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you addressed that about my character, because it is the one thing that I do enjoy and love about my character is he has that duality.
Exactly.
He's got a moral compass, right? But his approach might not be the most kosher. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he does it because he wants to find the truth, and he wants to protect the right people and put the bad ones in jail.
Exactly.
So like when he does get the right answers, he becomes a protector. And I really love that duality about Jason.
Yeah, that's what I like too about it. Like you definitely have a balance, like balance between the bad and the good. Because
Yeah.
he is caring, like he really wants to find out like who created the fires, and he's not going to let anything stop him from his quest on finding the person that started the fire. And
Yeah.
you know, sometimes he'll be like a little hard on the teenagers, but he's trying to get answers.
Right. And that he's just trying to get answers, the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is what keeps him going. Yeah. Just smile once in a while, Jason. Jeez. Gosh.
No, that's true. Yeah.
No, it's yeah. I love playing this man. It's a fun person to play.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And is there any scene you had the most fun filming?
I had two.
Okay.
The first was when I was grilling Armani. And it felt wonderful. It was almost like therapy. You know what I mean? And then the second one was when I had that little conflicted moment with Garrett in the office with Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to play because, yeah, I'm very interested to see the dynamic between Briggs and Jing.
I know. I'm curious to see where this is going.
Yeah. So, hopefully, season 2 comes around and then we'll start to develop it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, the way the fans have been responding to this, like, there's no reason why they shouldn't bring it back for season 2.
I agree with you. So we'll just keep the fingers crossed. Okay, do the rain dance a little bit. Hope to the gods. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you usually do between takes? Like, if you're not the one up for, like, what do you do between takes to kill time?
I'm almost like a narcoleptic. I sleep on set so much. And I think as I drink too much coffee in the morning and I just get doused with anxiety and whatnot. But any time I get away from set, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Constantly sleeping. Or eating. But yeah, I can sleep anywhere. And it's wonderful, especially on set, especially
It's wonderful.
A 5-minute nap here, 10-minute nap here, it's my little secret. Not anymore. Excuse me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw like some of the kid, like Tyler's page and stuff like that, like between sets when they were filming around the pool, they were all like hanging out by the pool and and eating and so like I see like they do like some fun stuff in between sets.
Oh yeah, we all hang out. I think at one point I saw tarot cards come out. People were salsa dancing. You're like, I mean, a party apparently, but no, we get along so well. Yeah, for me, it's like when I get tired though, I take my nap and I'm good. Yeah.
So the wolf in the show, like are they using like a bodysuit or is it just like makeup?
It's makeup and then it's CGI. Yeah, it's a lot of makeup.
Okay, that's what it's doing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious on how they were doing the wolf. Like, is it someone wearing like a bodysuit and a mask, or is it like makeup and CGI? So yeah, I was curious how they were doing it.
From what I understand, it's more CGI. I mean, definitely the makeup is there, but it's more pumped for its CGI. I hope I just lied to everyone right now. Google it.
Yeah. And was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories that happened during any of the filming of the series?
Excuse me. we have that. We have kind of like an inside joke about everyone to stay awake. We drink these Celsius. You know what the Celsius drinks?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, for me, it's straight crack cocaine. I drink half of it, and I'm twitching. And then there was one time I drank coffee, and I made the mistake of drinking the Celsius again.
Oh my God, no.
Let's say I had some bodily
Why?
functions functioning for like a day. Okay, that's how far I'll go. It was not fun, but it's an inside joke because everyone's cracked out on Celsius to the point where like the adults are like, okay, stop drinking crack cocaine. Okay, only have 2 for the day. No, so he got serious at one point. I was like shaking.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No one saw you drinking coffee earlier and said that might not be a good idea to drink the Celsius. Yeah.
I'm at it. Apparently I don't listen to people. Learned that lesson the hard way, my friend. My gosh. Not fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be. Like I would be running up and down walls. Like I would feel like I was the werewolf of the series, like just running through like the woods and
Exactly. So you get it.
Exactly.
You get it.
And
Yeah.
where do you guys usually shoot at? Like, is it like a set, or is it like
we have
house?
all basically around Midtown Atlanta, I would say, but we have our studio in Midtown where we shoot most of the stage stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's mostly just Midtown Atlanta.
Nice.
Yeah. Atlanta's fantastic. I really love Atlanta.
I'm really shocked. Like a lot of people say they filmed there, and I never knew Atlanta was such a big town to
Huge.
It is huge.
Every Marvel movie, every massive production shoots in Atlanta.
That's crazy. Like it used to be Los Angeles and New York. Like if you live in any of those 2 areas, you're set for like film and TV. But now it's Atlanta, and I think Canada too. Like Vancouver, I think is one of them.
Yeah. It's the tax breaks.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's the tax breaks we get in Vancouver, and I'm pretty sure in like New Orleans and Atlanta. Atlanta's the big hub, though. They call it the Hollywood of the South.
It definitely is. Like every time I hear someone shooting, they're always shooting there.
Yeah. It's a beautiful city. It's very lush with green, metropolitan. Restaurant scene is amazing. I guess the bar night scene, if you like that stuff, is amazing. But for me, like what I love about it is the outdoor seating areas. Every restaurant seems like they just have this massive, beautiful, like outdoor seating area, and it's beautiful. I like it.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And what would you do if you ever had a werewolf coming after you?
What would I do? Rocco, I'd probably ask for toilet paper, one. Yeah, I'd poop myself. I mean, what do you do? A werewolf is coming at you? I'd run with poop in my pants. That's my answer.
Well, I mean, you could try fighting it, because I see you box too. And you're like a coach for boxing, right?
Yeah. So I'm a boxing coach. I also do Muay Thai, and it's my release. It's my therapy. It's my, what do you say? Meditation.
Yeah.
But Rocco, we're talking about a werewolf. Got claws and teeth and stuff, bro. Yeah, no.
Well, you have to see if the werewolf is a guy, because you could kick him where it hurts.
Right. Oh, you got your little. You got it. No, it's good. Good one.
So how did everything start? But like, because do you run a gym for boxing? And
I do. I have
High
a
and all that.
I have a little setup in my house actually, and so my clients come to me.
Oh
Uh,
wow,
yeah, that way I don't have to go anywhere. There's no overhead, which is amazing. But
that's very smart.
yeah. So it's that I've always been physical, and I've been boxing since I think 2006, and it's just been my meditation. And
Mhm.
as an actor, there's always some downtime.
Well, yeah, of
So
course.
at that time I had to be productive, and so I put one and one together and figured out that this was another trajectory that I could take, and it's been fruitful. It's been wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I
have
boxed with castmates as well. I boxed with Rodrigo and Holly.
get
He plays.
out really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
It's
that's awesome.
brought it into the cast family.
See, see that should be like a added perk now, being on set, that you have to train everybody how to box.
Maybe. It would be fun. It's a great yeah.
I think Sarah already knows how to do like kickboxing and all that, because she
Oh,
did
I'm
a lot
sure
of stuff.
I had to do some good training for sure for Buffy. Absolutely. She killed vampires. you know?
And besides, auditioning and being in Wolfpack, like, and boxing, of course, like, what do you do during your free time?
Ah, I'm an avid camper. I love to camp.
Nice. I
Yeah.
love camping.
Yeah, I get, being in the city for so long, I start to get itchy and I have to go see some trees and talk to some trees. But it is, yeah, camping I would say is my release away from the city. There was a span in like 2021. Yeah, like I'd go back and forth from LA to wherever, and it was just
Mhm.
dog, and it I have to pick places where it's just me and my dog. There's nobody there. So it's like the real camping.
All right. So you don't do what they call that, glam camping, the
No,
glamper, whatever that's called.
no, bring my own water, my own toilet, like everything, my own shower. Yeah, not
Wow, really?
not for everybody for sure, but yeah, definitely definitely for me, definitely for people who will get sick of the city. It might suck a little bit when you're setting up camp because you're like, this is not easy,
Yeah,
but
it takes a lot of work.
it really does. But there's a moment when your camp is all set and you're having your first meal and you're drinking coffee or beer or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's the best feeling because not to sound cheesy, but you're one with nature.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I always have fun when I'm doing that, and I always have to bring down something to make the coffee on, because I can't start my morning without coffee, or else I'm
Oh,
miserable.
oh, I understand this, Rocco. I do.
So yeah, you definitely have to have my coffee in the morning.
We'll make that happen.
Or I could be like everybody on the cast and drink a can of
Don't do
Celsius.
it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Rocco. It's a slippery slope. Okay. Yeah.
What, what about songs? Like, what kind of music do you like? Like, what's on your playlist?
Oh, I've been listening to a lot of jazz lately. Not like very like background jazz, almost like elevator music. Kind of boring, but it's been calming me down lately, which I've been really loving.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for my workouts though, I tune myself into the rock rap mashups where I love.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, but
Those
yeah,
those are always fun to listen to.
yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I'm not too picky with. Here's one thing, and I don't mean to disrespect these rappers, but I just can't listen to trap music. No disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that's all. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would be your go-to karaoke song if you were doing a karaoke song?
You're talking to a Korean, my friend. Okay, we all have one. I have one. It's actually "Stand by Me" by Benny King.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, old school, baby.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely seeing you getting up there and doing like a real heavy rock song and just screaming and jumping up and down. And
I do have a large mouth for that, so I can make that happen. With booze involved, please.
Well, yeah, you definitely have to have liquor in you first, because there's no way you're going to be doing all that screaming and jumping without liquor.
Exactly.
And what is usually your drink of choice when you're drinking liquor?
I'll first start with a beer, and then I'll end up with a scotch or tequila.
Ooh.
But those three things.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah. It's ooh in the beginning, and by the end, it's not ooh.
True.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
depends on how much of the shots you're drinking.
That's the question. That's the
Exactly.
question. Yeah.
And what about horror films? Are there any horror films you like watching?
The instantaneously, I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I watched Sixth Sense.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Rated 13, by the way. I was terrified. To the point where when my friend dropped me off, it was really dark. I bolted for the door. That movie really freaked me out. And so for some people, they're like, it's a thriller. It's like, no, did you not see the ghost being hung? Get out. But yeah, that pops in my head. The first Paranormal Activity, when the cabinets. No. Here's the thing. I can't do a lot of horror movies. I am a wuss.
Really?
Wuss. Yeah. If the story's good, I'm all in. But if it's just like trying to scare you, sometimes it annoys me. I'm like, just tell me the story. Stop trying to startle me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Like I didn't know, because like being on a horror show.
All right. I'm not acting. I'm really terrified.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I know by you doing like working out and boxing and all that, like you probably eat good and have like a certain diet and all that.
Yeah. On and off.
Is there any?
Not right now. Them tacos are really damn too good.
They're so good. I love those things. I could eat them every night for dinner, but I choose not to. But I could. But is there any junk food that you love to eat, like when you're not on vacation and you're home? Like, is there a junk food you like to eat a lot?
Yeah, I love gummy bears.
Okay.
I bought a 5-pound bag from Amazon and I finished it in a week. That's disgusting. Rocco, I should stop talking. Rocco's 5 pounds.
Well,
and you're asking me if I gave some out? No, that was all for me.
No, you have to say you brought it on set to Wolfpack and you gave it out to.
I did it all for myself. Okay, Rocco, that's the truth. Gosh. It's a problem. Like, it's a problem. That's why I don't eat gummy bears anymore. I miss it. I'm like crying about it.
You're like, all right, I need to go to AA for gummy bears now.
Yeah. If there's a meeting, please let me know where and when, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And are you a video game guy at all? Like, do you like playing games?
I've always been so bad at it. I have a PS4, but when I got the PS4, the last console I had was the Nintendo from like the 90s or 80s, like the Nintendo. And so when I got the PS4, when you turn it on, it just has those graphics, right? I was so enamored with just the graphics. I just sat there for like 5 minutes, like, oh my God. And I was like, please press start. Like, man, take my time. Let me take my time. Jeez. Not a very
exactly. I have to get my feet wet again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, not a very good. I'm not a very good gamer. It causes anxiety that I don't like.
I mean, that's very true. Like, if you're gaming, like, it does get to you. Like, especially
Yeah,
if you're like, you can't get past this, like a scene or something. Yeah,
exactly.
I definitely see that. But you actually voiced someone in Black Ops 3, right?
I did. I forgot my character's name. Anyway, but yeah, I did, and I was a kid in a candy store. It was so fun. It was so cool because you're in a wetsuit basically, and you have all these bulbs on you, but it's like theater. You're on stage.
Really?
Yeah, you're surrounded by like a bunch of cameras and lights, and it's capturing every movement you do. But it's like theater.
Oh,
It's
wow.
yeah. I mean, it's not the most comfortable suit, but whatever.
But like, you voice it too, right? Like the game,
Yeah,
like, you do the motions with the suit, and then
yeah.
what do you have to film something else then for like the voice?
The voice you do, they can capture it while you act. They can do it separately,
Oh.
but they also have to sit you down and they get every minutia of your face. You sit there,
Mhm.
have to do all these little face things, and yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Okay. I never knew what went into like someone being part of a game, like lending their voice and their motions.
yeah. It's an ordeal for sure. It's an
Oh
ordeal.
wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's awesome.
yeah.
Eh, Is there any app that you like using the most, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube?
Am I on these things? Is that what you're asking?
Well, is there like an app that you like to watch the most or you like to use the most?
Um, an act? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question.
Oh, like app, like APP.
Oh, an app. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, the phone is a love-hate relationship for obvious reasons, but Instagram for sure. TikTok, I opened TikTok because I opened a boxing page, and not to toot my own horn, but it hit up within 2 months. I got 20,000 followers
That's
just by
awesome.
posting. Yeah, and I was very proud of myself, but then I stopped. um, but yeah, I think that the biggest one for me is Instagram, just because it's
Okay.
I look at Instagram as work.
Well,
Because
yeah,
if I
exactly.
yeah, it's too personal. Like people don't need to know exactly what I'm doing every minute of it. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to know what color my cupcake is. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, some people go overboard with social media. Like you said, I don't need to know the color of your cupcake or if you're drinking a Pepsi or a Coke. Like I don't need to know that.
But yet we do. It's at 3:30 every day, 3:30 p.m. Sarah change your diet code. Okay.
And is there anything coming up next for you that you want to plug?
No, but my episode of NCIS Hawaii just came out, and I'm very proud of that one. I had best, the best time. I don't know what accent that was. I had the best time on that show. And here's the thing: Hawaii's treated me so well in terms of booking. Like my very first television show that I did was Lost. So I got
Oh,
to go to
really?
yeah. I was 24, 23.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was fortunate enough to do Magnum PI and Hawaii 5 and then now on NCIS Hawaii. Like, I have a family in Hawaii. I really do. And I love them dearly. And being on set in Hawaii is just a bit different. It's probably
Oh,
because you're, you know, but it's not to take away from the Wolfpack crew anyway. Like, they're my family. But there is something to say about shooting in paradise. It's just, you're just happy. Yeah, and people are very familial, and it's a team effort. It's wonderful.
Oh man, that makes you want to go there now and visit it.
Oh, yeah. If you ever have an opportunity, the people are the most welcoming. That
Really?
aloha spirit
Yeah.
for me, and this is no disrespect to the South because I have a lot of family in the South, but for me, the aloha takes the cake. It takes it over the Southern hospitality.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, don't get at me, South people, Southern people. I love the South. I really do love the South. I tell people I get treated better in the South than I do in LA. You know?
Yeah, the South is cool too. Like my dad lives in Carolina, so I go down there to see him.
Yeah.
And every time I'm in Carolina, it's so peaceful. Everyone is so nice.
Yeah.
And then I come back to Philly and everyone's crazy and trying to hit you, and you look at them the wrong way and they want to fight you. And
Oh, they do that in Philly too? It's like LA. No, I understand.
And lastly is, where can fans follow you at?
You can follow me at Lanny Joon on Instagram. That's pretty much it. But I have a TikTok, June Boxing on TikTok. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it because I don't want to get myself in trouble. I say a lot of dumb stuff sometimes, and so got to keep that kosher. But yeah, Instagram definitely. Yeah, please follow my Instagram at Lanny Joon, LANNYJOON. Shameless plug.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I know you're on vacation, so I appreciate you taking like almost an hour out of your time of your personal vacation time. Thank you
for having me, Rocco. This was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was really great meeting you.
And likewise. I hope to do this again.
Definitely. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Wolfpack.
Me too. Me too. But thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, buddy. Definitely. All right. Well, have a good rest of your day and rest of your vacation.
Well, and you too as well. Enjoy the day. I'll talk to you soon, Rocco.
Nice seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.